young age of 25, the Bab meets his first disciple in his house. Here, he declares that a new cycle of spiritual renewal has begun and that his mission is to prepare humanity for this new day, a day promised to appear by both Abrahamic and Dharmic faiths. Simultaneously, 11,000 kilometers apart, on the same day as the declaration of the Bab, the first telegraph, the mother of all modern communications, is sent from Washington, D.C. It reads, "What hath God wrought?" A verse from the Old Testament's book of Numbers. William Miller, a well-known Baptist preacher, formally announces in 1823 that Jesus will return sometime in 1843. He bases this date on his decoding of the prophecy, "Unto 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed." His claim gains national momentum, and tens of thousands of people join him. They gather in massive tents to witness Jesus' appearance several times in 1843 and finally in October 1844. This is the month where the Bab's claim is being openly announced throughout Iran for the first time. The Bab departs Shiraz and reaches Mecca in December. He addresses the Sharif of Mecca, the custodian of Kaaba, to submit to his authority and aid him in proclaiming his mission to the Islamic world. The Sharif, veiled by his own prepossessions and power, does not respond to the Bab. By now, people in major cities in Iran know about the Bab and his claim. In Shiraz specifically, the government authorities join hands with religious leaders to persecute anyone claiming to believe in the Bab. The increasing and widespread acceptance of the Bab by the people of all classes intensely alarms the government, and the Bab is wanted back in Shiraz. Times of London publishes a short story about the Bab and the severe persecution of those who believe in him. The Bab's name is now on the lips of both commoners and members of the royalty. The king, Muhammad Shah, sends one of the most learned and well-known religious figures in the country by the name of Baha'i to meet the Bab and investigate his claim. It only takes 3 interviews with the Bab for Vaid to believe in the Bab and his mission, never returning to the royal court and obeying the Bab's command to travel to different regions and share the news of his appearance. The Bab leaves Shiraz for Isfahan, where he is received with the highest respect and admiration by the governor of the city. The king, aware of the proximity of the Bab to the capital city of Tehran, consults with his prime minister to invite the Bab to his palace and personally hear him. The Bab arrives near the capital to await further escort to the royal palace. The prime minister, who fears the king might be affected by the Bab's words and personality, convinces him to not meet with the Bab and instead to send him to a very remote location where contact and communication with him become extremely difficult. The Bab is transferred to a fortress in Maku, located in the heart of a mountain under a towering overhang, and is imprisoned there. Strict orders are given to not allow anyone to meet with the Bab. The conditions of the fortress are harsh. The Bab is not allowed even candles during the night. Yet, gradually, the guards, the prison warden, and the people living nearby all realize that everything they were told to believe about the Bab is wrong. Consequently, all restrictions are lifted. A gathering of about 80 people, including some of the disciples of the Bab, is held to discuss how the Bab can be freed from the fortress of Maku, and also to formally recognize the independent nature of the faith which the Bab had proclaimed. This great breakaway from the past religious teachings is accomplished by a brave female disciple of the Bab, who is a poet. In this gathering, in front of an audience of men, she gives a bold speech about the stature of women in this new era which humanity has entered. She follows this proclamation with a gesture of removing the veil that covers her face, something unheard of in the Islamic world for over a millennia. The first Women's Rights Convention is held to discuss the social, civil, and religious condition and rights of women. The Bab is brought to the city of Tabriz to be put on trial and questioned by the religious authorities of the city. Being afraid to cause harm to the Bab, they do not dare to issue a verdict. The government, also fearful of the popularity of the Bab, asks a certain Western physician, William Cormack, to examine the Bab and issue reasons that would spare his life. An excerpt from Dr. Cormack's impression of the Bab, recorded separately, reads, "He was a very mild and delicate-looking man, rather small in stature and very fair for a Persian, with a melodious voice which struck me very much. In fact, his whole look and deportment went far to dispose one in his favor." The Bab is held in a massive citadel built on a rocky range and is heavily guarded. It is hoped that in this manner the Bab is completely isolated and controlled. However, same as in Maku, within a short time the warden and the guards became devoted to the Bab. The king dies from an inflammatory disease at the age of 43. His prime minister is seen as incompetent and is exiled to Iraq, where he dies the same year. A new king, aged 17, and a prime minister, 41, seize control of the government. The prime minister mercilessly persecutes the community of the Bab's followers. After 2 years of fierce persecution of the community of the Bab's followers throughout Iran, the Prime Minister seized an opportunity to cause the greatest harm by ordering the execution of the Bab. By this time, the Bab has written thousands of pieces of text, and an important theme in many of them is the imminent coming of a much greater figure for whose revelation the Bab joyously gives his life.